On a perfect sunny day, just as your cornfield is almost ready for harvest, out of nowhere a herd of wild boars shows up, tearing everything apart and threatening to wipe out 6 months of hard work in a single night. What can you do to stop them? Is there a humane way to handle this situation? Don't miss a second. The answer is coming right up. Can you believe there's a creature out there that can wipe out an entire village's crops in just one night? It's not a natural disaster, not a storm. It's wild boars. Fierce and relentless, they're showing up in greater numbers, leaving nothing but devastated fields behind. And in today's video, you'll join us on a life or death battle, where people are forced to stand up to protect their land, their families, and their very survival. Don't look away, because the next few minutes will have you on the edge of your seat. The once straight rows of crops are now nothing but deep hoof prints. The ground looks like it's been torn apart by a storm. But this wasn't a storm. It's the aftermath of a wild boar invasion. The entire village held an emergency meeting and decided to form a volunteer hunting team. They could no longer stand by and do nothing. At first light, we gathered at the foot of the hill. The air was damp and cold, with dew still clinging to the grass. Guns were loaded, the hounds released. We knew today wouldn't be easy. Along the trail, the hounds suddenly erupted into frantic barking. In an instant, a full-grown boar burst out of the brush. Without hesitation, one of the hunters took aim and pulled the trigger. The gunshot echoed, the beast staggered, then collapsed after a few steps. The battle had officially begun. We pushed deeper in. In the dry, red soil, another herd panicked and bolted. Within seconds, gunfire rang out again, and another boar went down. The sun grew harsh, sweat running down our foreheads. But there was no room for distraction. Noises from the opposite hillside signaled a larger herd feeding beneath the trees. Immediately, the team spread out, taking their positions and opening fire all at once. One boar tumbled down the slope, another small victory marked. In another development, on the other side of the hill, our teammates had to track and shoot the wild boars up in the mountains, and taking aim became harder than ever. By noon, we were exhausted, but the wild boars hadn't stopped. When one suddenly charged from the left, nearly goring a teammate, the whole group froze. Luckily, a quick reflex shot stopped the attack in its tracks. Everyone let out a sigh of relief, then quickly regrouped. As dusk fell, the last light of day streamed through the treetops. Suddenly, a large dark silhouette appeared at the edge of the forest. It was a rare chance, one we couldn't waste. A single decisive shot brought the beast down. The group headed back relieved, exhausted, but proud. At least for today, we had stopped the attack. But this is only the beginning. In Texas, Alabama, and Georgia, millions of acres of land are still ravaged by wild boars every year. Electric fences are useless. Warning shots no longer work. There's only one option left: wipe them out. As night fell, we teamed up with local farmers. At first, just a few strays, easy to take down. But soon, entire herds began to appear. They were wary, their sharp sense of smell helping them escape quickly. But then, a well-placed shot took down the slowest one, throwing the whole herd into chaos. In the darkness, each gunshot echoed, and one by one, the targets fell. Out in the muddy field, a few were still busy rooting, completely unaware. We locked onto the biggest one and squeezed the trigger. The shot shattered the silence. The herd bolted, but the main target dropped on the spot. Taking advantage of the chaos, we quickly closed in and brought down several more. One by one, the wild boars fell, signaling that the battle was nearing its end. We had claimed a complete victory. We kept moving toward a flatter area, out on the grasslands, where midnight is when they're the least alert. All my teammates were in position, locked onto their targets, and one by one brought home the trophies. I spotted a herd of hogs in the distance, gripped my rifle tight, and unleashed a relentless volley of shots into them. Sometimes I truly feel guilty, but there's no other choice but to take them down. If we let them go, our entire crop would be destroyed in just one night. In this battle, we can't afford to show mercy. It's a brutal fight for survival, and taking them down is absolutely necessary. Keeping a firm grip on our rifles, we took down every wild boar that came into our sights. One by one, the wild boars fell, signaling that the battle was nearing its end. We had claimed a complete victory. Just when we thought it was over, we ran into a massive herd. These were the brutes, coarse-haired, heavy, and fearless. This time, absolute calm was needed. The first shot rang out, dropping the biggest beast. Then the whole team opened fire, turning the field into a battlefield. But the more we hunted, the more we realized chasing them on the ground wasn't enough. They were too fast, too clever. A new solution was born: hunting wild boars from helicopters. Aboard the Robinson R-44 Raider, armed with Winchester rifles, we took off. From above, everything was clear. The ground torn apart, crops flattened. Almost immediately, the first targets came into view. One shot, one kill. The roar of the engine sent the herd running, but there was no escaping our sights. Each bullet rained down from above like a death sentence. After hours of hunting, around 50 were taken down. A small number compared to the millions out there, but it was a glimmer of hope. This story isn't just happening in the US. In Turkey, the rugged terrain makes the hunt even more brutal. Adam and Max, two seasoned hunters, proved their skill. Adam was decisive, working closely with the hounds. Max was calm and precise, dropping targets in an instant. Every shot they fired wasn't just a display of skill. It was an act of protecting the community from a growing threat. And that's just a small part of the long journey ahead. What about you? If you were in this situation, would you run or stand and fight? Leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss the next thrilling hunt. The battle against this invasive species is far from over.